Hello, my name is Justin West. I run an internet marketing company, but I'm not here to tell you about me. I'm not going to show you my flashy office or flashy cars or all that stuff because it's fluff. I want to show you how to rank on page 1 of Google overnight. Nothing more, nothing less. If you came here for fluff, close the window now because I don't have any. They were all out of that and toilet paper the last time I went shopping. But if you came here because you want to know the ultimate search engine optimization secret that nobody is taking advantage of, well, that's what I'm going to show you. I'm not going to waste your time. You know by now that if you want to rank on page 1 of Google and be found by clients who are looking for you, you have to know what Google wants and how to give it to them, and the way that they want it as well. And that's obvious. There's nothing groundbreaking there. I am going to show you a little known secret that I discovered by accident that's helped me to rank my clients hundreds of times on page 1 of Google for multiple keywords, oftentimes 2, 3, even 4 more times on the same page by leveraging what Google really wants in the search engines. Here's the way that most people are telling you to do SEO. And why it's complete garbage. Google is the #1 search engine in the world, and for good reason. Their algorithm is the best. It simply is. That's why they've entered the lingo. That's why they're in the dictionary. That's why we Google. Also, they've structured some really great agreemants with companies. They own the largest mobile platform out there, Android. And so for this reason, they have the lion's share of the market. And that's why we care about Google and not Bing or Ask Jeeves or Yahoo or DuckDuckGo or anything else. We care about Google because that's where the traffic is, and that's who we want to be in front of, the traffic, the searchers. Google makes over $200 million every single day showing ads to people. That's their business model. The only reason that works is because we, the searchers, trust their results. If their results sucked, we'd go somewhere else. So Google has a vested interest in making sure that their results are the best. And to that end, they update the algorithm literally every single day, usually in minor tweaks, but occasionally in major SEO shaking ways. Now, you may think Google's primary customer is the advertiser who's paying them all that money, but you'd be wrong. I'm going to use an example of a highway billboard to illustrate this. Maybe you've advertised on one of these highway billboards before, and you know that they can cost tens of thousands of dollars per month to put your name up on a billboard, but most people are willing to pay it because they understand that the billboard will get in front of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or even millions of people depending upon the location. You're paying to be in front of the traffic. But if that road was seldom used or covered in potholes and difficult to navigate, what would happen? The traffic would go away. And if the traffic went away, what would happen? Your advertisement there would mean jack squat. That's why people don't sell billboards on country roads that see maybe 100 drivers in a month. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, as they say. So Google's primary customer is actually the searcher. It's you. It's me. Every time we Google something, and we do, daily, sometimes we want to know the weather. Sometimes we want to know a joke. Sometimes we want a competent personal injury attorney near us, and when we do, we Google it, and it tells us. Now, page 1 of Google has 10 spots, often, but not always including 3 map listings. You can pay today and be on page 1 if you want to run a pay-per-click ad campaign. If that happens, you'll pay anywhere between $50 and $500 every time someone clicks on your ad, regardless of whether or not they actually convert into a lead, whether they call you or fill out your form or whatever. When your average case can be worth $100,000 or more, I guess that can make sense, but it still can be very expensive and very wasteful. But surely, there's a better way, right? Of course there is. People who naturally rank on page 1 pay nothing for those clicks. And Google often changes the structure of their ads so people don't notice the ads for a while because once we know their ads, we tend to ignore them. We develop banner blindness and we stop clicking on them. You've probably noticed the ads have actually changed over the year, and that's exactly why. So, Google's primary customer is the searcher. And that's why they have a vested interest in making sure that only the best and safest results appear on page 1. So, what Google is looking for ultimately is a brand. See, brands tend to be safe because they tend to be vetted. They take a long time to build, so they're vested. You can't just build a brand overnight. Now, what traditional SEO is all about is faking being a brand until you make it. Faking it long enough that you actually become a brand. It's all about building backlinks and building articles to your webpage that Google sees being developed on a regular basis until they eventually think that you must be important enough that all these people are talking about you and using relevant context and links and everything else. And eventually they think that you must be legit. It's not cheap. It's not easy. And it's not fast. It can take anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 per month in an aggressive niche in an aggressive city. And I have clients that pay me that much right now. And it can take 6 to 12 months to even crack page 1 for some of the keywords that you're looking to rank for. So what I wondered is what I could do to speed up the process to help my clients look like brands faster. And one of the things I thought the big brands often do, like Nike and Coca-Cola, is they get into the news often. So I started to build connections. I thought maybe if I could regularly get news media written about my clients, maybe on a weekly basis, that would do the trick and it would shorten the time frame to get them on page 1, maybe by even a couple of months. I was wrong. But not in the way you might be thinking. See, I expected to eventually see the website on page 1 as traditional SEO is always aiming at doing. But what actually wound up happening is I found them on page 1 multiple times for multiple searches overnight. This worked because we were actually leveraging the power of these major media brands and a few sneaky tweaks that we did behind the scenes. And that's what launched them to page 1 overnight. And not just one time, 600 times. for 600 different keywords that were permutation of the main headline, we were going to page 1 of Google multiple times per page. Now at this point, I have a network of around 400 media partners, including major affiliates of ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox, as well as USA Today and others. And every time we write a media campaign for our clients, they are guaranteed to get published, guaranteed to rank, and guaranteed to rank fast. It is as push button as SEO gets. And unlike traditional SEO, which is black hat and breaks Google's terms of service, this is above the board and as legitimate as it gets, which is why they reward us with rankings over and over and over. And that's why my clients who start working with me are still with me years later. So here's how you cut the SEO BS and take the path of least resistance. You have 3 options. 1, keep doing what you're doing, which sucks. 2, you can talk to 400, 500, 600 news agencies and see if they're willing to publish stories about you on a weekly basis. Good luck. Or you can have a chat with me or my team, and we'll talk about the possibility of us leveraging our media connections to launch you to page 1 overnight. If what I've said makes sense and you want to chat with us about doing this for you, writing and syndicating good publicity about you and your firm every week that launches you to page 1 over and over and over and gives you an unfair advantage against your competition, then click the button below and schedule time to talk with me or one of my team members. Thank you.